trusting the process and do what works for you. 30 days ago, I got a new real estate coach to help grow my business. And the first thing she told me, she said, hey, Joe, I'm going to drill into your mind. You have to trust the process and be patient. And I said, OMG, did I make a mistake? The first thing this real estate coach, that she's a guru, she's telling me to be patient. Oh no. That's exactly what my brain went to. I did what she told me. My business in 30 days, the conversions on the phone have improved dramatically. And then on Monday, we did a review of our numbers and our meetings and all that good stuff. And she tells me, keep doing it, trust the process. And me, being me, I always want to, get an advantage, get an edge, do anything it takes possible to push myself forward. And I told her, I say, hey, what do you think about doing X? What do you think about doing Y? And she said, why would you do that? Do what's already working. Like, stop. Don't add anything new. Why would you do that? And then she said, do what works for you. And I thought about it. And I said, OMG. This is a constant theme in my life. I see somebody doing something cool. And I say, you know what? Let me add that to my life. And for the better part of 2.5 years, I've been doing that consistently with my real estate business. And yes, I have seen substantial growth, but, or should I say, and I could see more growth. The reason why that I have to trust my process, and I wrote this down because I was doing this in my lunch hour, and I said, OMG, I'm writing these things down, and it's so simple. It's so simple, but in my brain works as a, hey, I got to find an advantage here. I got to do this. I got to do that. Let's add more. Because I think if this is already working, let's do more to get to our goal faster. But I'm going to show you why that's a mistake. I am always looking for an edge anywhere and anything. Again, these are my notes to myself. But if I take my board of directors' advice and I add something, for example, let's say I go to one of my good friends that he's also a real estate agent. And he tells me, hey, Joe, I've been doing XYZ. You should add this. If I do that and I add this, that something will take away from what's working. Well, how can that be, Joe? How can you add something and what's working is going to be taken away from? Well, that doesn't make sense. Well, it's very, very simple. You see, the more things you add to your plate, the more you deviate. The more things you add to your plate, the more you deviate. The scary thing is we don't know how much that deviation will cost us. We don't know. The scary thing is we don't know how much that deviation will cost us in terms of time. Diagram. In the x-axis, you have time. And in the y-axis, you have process and growth. So there's two lines here. The first line is do what works for you. And if you continue to do what works for you, again, if it's working and you keep doing it, you will get growth quicker. And in the second line, you see that the growth becomes stagnant for a little while. You still will win and you still would work because, again, this is something that's working for you. You're just adding something new. But the problem is that you don't know in that time, because on the x-axis we have time, but we don't have the time length. We don't know if it's a day, a week, a month, or even a year. So you could add something new, but the deviation, we don't know how much it will cost us. And we obviously know how much time is important to us. So me looking at this, I just have to continue to do what works for me and not add anything new. Just keep doing what's working for me, keep my head down, and just keep working.